And if we believe there's even a 1% chance he is our enemy, we have to take that as absolute certainty. Why did you say that name? Why did you say that name? Alright, okay, today I have to do a comparison to every Batman. Up until now, we had the last Batman, which was Ben Affleck, slash Batman, Bruce Wayne. Okay, alright. What I want to talk about in this video is really, it's about Ben Affleck as Batman, my opinion on his work, his body of work for the recent films that he did do, because recently he got out of his contract with Warner Brothers, and so now Jake Gyllenhaal might be his successor, who happens to be a very successful and a very high in demand actor right now in Hollywood. So I wanted to do a comparison to every single Batman that we've ever had, and more recently, one of my favorites lately, because we all know that not everybody could be like Christian Bale, with the caramel stuff. Christian Bale's awesome. Kind of psycho though when it comes to taking acting very seriously. And also Michael Keaton. Who are you? Probably one of my favorite Batmans of all time is Michael Keaton, and after him is Christian Bale. And then you guys can argue about it on the comments below if you want. I'd love to hear your feedback about that. But okay, so I want to talk about all the. My last video, I talked about the Justice League, the backlash against the Justice League, and all. Damn it! I hate the new Justice League movement. I hate passionate here. All that stuff really irritated me. And all the pissing and moaning and complaining from the fans and critics and reviewers alike. And like I said, there was at the last video, there's a very good portion of people that like the new Justice League and like the recent Batman versus Superman movie we got a couple years back. So Ben Affleck, he's not the best actor in the world, but when he is inspired, he does some of the best performances I've ever seen on film. And I honestly think I like the Batman. I like the Ben Affleck Batman. I thought he did a really good job. What irritates me, people blame the actors, but sometimes it's the writing that they should be blaming, and the actor that does the performance gets blamed for it. So that's what a lot of this has to do with, and a lot of people just don't like Ben Affleck. From the beginning, there was a backlash that he's not right for Ben Affleck. We hate him. We freaking hate him. We don't like Ben Affleck. He sucks. Well, he impressed me as Batman. I thought he was good. Like I said, he didn't do the kind of stuff of Christian Bale or anything like that. To let me fight you again. And he was kind of guttural. He was kind of guttural. He's like kind of guttural, like that and that style of. So every Batman that we've had brings something different to the table, and I think Ben Affleck brought a sense of energy and intimidation to the new Batman, especially because the movie before this which was Batman versus Superman. I forgot about Wonder Woman, so when you play Batman slash Bruce Wayne, you have to. These are two polar opposites, and these are his alter ego, which is Bruce Wayne. And a guy who dresses up like a bat clearly has issues. So you have to be the best actor that you could be, get the best performance you could get out of it if you can. And so that's a lot of people are very critical about this stuff. I think really it's just because people don't like Ben Affleck. I'm not a biggest fan of Ben Affleck, but his body of work, especially this stuff more recently, I like, and I like Ben Affleck as Batman. Yeah, I said it. I like Ben Affleck as Batman. I thought he did just fine for me, and he brought a sense of darkness and energy to the role, which is because Batman is a very tortured soul. So Why did you say her name? Why did you say that name? Right? Don't you think? I do. I think so. So let's compare Batman to the last Batman from the Dark Knight trilogy. Christian Bale, a guy who's notorious for being a perfectionist. He's very perfect, very passionate about any role he's in. It doesn't have to be Batman. It could be any role he's been in the last 15 years. So he's been known to be very argumentative, very hostile towards his cast members, towards his directors, and he's probably one of the best Batmans. A lot of people argue with me between me, Michael Keaton, and him. It's really a toss up of who's the best Batman. I think it's just because Michael Keaton is from a different generation, and a lot of the young bloods that have absolutely no knowledge of comic books from 2000 and on. So that they'll argue the fact that Christian Bale is the best Batman. He is probably one of the best, if not the best. But I'm more keen to Michael Keaton. Okay, we're gonna go to the next Batman, which was before that was George Clooney. Hey Freeze, I'm Batman. Hey Freeze, I'm Batman. And he's probably from the worst film in the Batman franchise for the Joel Schumacher era of Batman. But when Tim Burton decided I'm out of here, I don't think I'm going to do this anymore. I don't know what was the reason for it, but Joel Schumacher took a more campier Batman, maybe 1960s approach to Batman, and it turned out to be a complete disaster because George Clooney as Batman was probably one of the most laziest and just one-dimensional performances. Even though I think George Clooney is another phenomenal actor, I think, but for some reason his light wasn't on, or the light wasn't ticking up there when he did Batman. I don't know. Okay, next up we have Val Kilmer, an actor who I really have admired. He's done some really great films, and probably my favorite film from him, which is Tombstone and Willow. His everything will be alright once we get to Tennessee. Or I'll be your Huckleberry. This time we play blood. Johnny Ringo looked like somebody who rocked over your grave. So Val Kilmer was in high demand, and but for me, I don't think he could have cared less about being Batman. He just happened to be the hot actor of the moment, and that's why they got him for the role. Because you think he would have nailed it, but for me, he didn't look like he was comfortable with the role. He didn't really put 110% into it. He just generally just did not look like he could have cared less for being the Dark Knight, and his performance really shows in the film. The whole film suffers from it, as well as Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey with their over-the-top performances. Even though this video is not about them, but the results speak for themselves. That movie was just a big mess. Even though I liked that movie, and at the time I was young, so when you're young, you're naive. You don't realize until years later how bad a film really is. But Batman Forever is one of my favorite films, but I really just don't think that Val Kilmer brought anything to the table except, he wanted to punch in and punch out and just collect some cash for it. So, okay, and then the final and probably the best Batman I've ever seen. In my opinion, and I'm sure a lot of people argue with that on the comments below. So comment on this video. But Batman Michael Keaton, he brought a more sober-minded, a different approach, because like I said, every Batman before it brought a different energy to the character. And Michael Keaton's performance, he didn't say a whole lot. He was kind of more an introvert, but when he was Bruce Wayne, he was a little bit more different, So, tell your friends about me. You want to get crazy? Come on, you want to get crazy? I could get crazy. So, Michael Keaton, he's probably one of the greatest Batman and the first Batman film we saw, because all we had around that time was Christopher Reeve. The only actual comic book film we had was holding the torch of comic book films was the Christopher Reeve films from the early '80s and early late '70s. So around that time, when I see this movie, I was just completely hooked with it because Jack Nicholson was just amazing on this film. Michael Keaton was a complete opposite subtract right here, but he brought just as much energy that made Batman from 1989 probably one of the best, if not the best Batman film ever made. But of course, the Dark Knight trilogy is very a lot of fans on that, and I'm a big fan of the Dark Knight trilogy, because I happen to own the Dark Knight trilogy. Like this history, like this trilogy. Some Christian Bale, and I'll kick your butt. Sorry about that. So, and overall, every Batman brought something different to the table, and I think Ben Affleck as Batman, the more recent Batman, I like that, and and he gave all he had to the role, and he because he recently got on with this contract, and a lot of that had to do with the poor box office results of Batman versus Superman. If you see him on the video, Ben Affleck looked really horrible, like he wanted to cry. Like, God, I feel sorry for the guy. He looked in really bad shape. He was like, yeah, that was just. And I really feel sorry for the guy because actors are very passionate about their craft, and a lot of people don't realize what they go through or what the directors go through with some actors, like Christian Bale. So I think that's what. But I think Ben Affleck's Batman brought a type of energy that I haven't seen in a while in a Batman film. It's a little bit different, reminiscent of probably Michael Keaton, and a little bit of Bale thrown in there for good measure. So I think Batman as Ben Affleck Bruce Wayne is a good Batman, and if a lot of people disagree with me on that, but I like it. So okay, on the comments below, what is your favorite Batman actor? What do you think is the best Batman actor of all time? Even if it's Christian Bale, even if it's Val Kilmer, I'm just kidding. I'm just full of humor today, and let me know on the comments below. Share, like, and subscribe to this video, and make sure you hit that bell, the notifications, so you guys can get notified of every video that I'm doing because I'm very active. So let me know your once again. Put some comments below for crying out loud. Can you do that, please? Pretty please. Just kidding. I really worked hard in this video. Just you guys might notice that with all the parodies and imitations I did and the acting I did. So I worked really hard on this video. I'm not kidding around. I must have rehearsed so many times to do that opening part of it, the acting part. So I worked hard for you guys, my subscribers, my viewers. You guys rule. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. Thank you for everybody that subscribed lately. Again, thank you. Thank you, sir. Oh man. Okay. Once again, on this channel, I am the YouTube alternative. I am crazy. I am kooky. I am out of the ordinary from any other YouTube. The only other guy that probably, and he's very successful. And I don't think I need to say his name really though. Happens to the last name John. But I have the YouTube alternative, and I will make a complete ass out of myself on my videos. I can't believe I said that. But to entertain you, give you guys the best reviews absolutely possible. And okay, all right, I will see you guys real soon for the next video. Bye bye.